I'm about to tell you something that's going to make you angry. Not mildly annoyed. Angry. Because once you hear this, you're going to start questioning everything your doctor has told you about controlling your blood pressure. Just 3 months ago, research published in a major cardiology journal revealed something astonishing. A simple habit, something you can do tonight, in your own bedroom, in just 5 minutes, lowered blood pressure more effectively than the pills millions of people are taking every day. More effectively. 5 minutes. Completely free. No prescription required. And I would bet everything I own that your doctor has never mentioned it to you, not once. Why? Why would something that works better than medication never come up in your appointment? I'll explain that in a moment. But first, you need to understand what blood pressure medications are actually doing inside your body, because what I'm about to reveal shocked me when I first saw the data. And it's probably going to shock you too. Let me ask you something right now. Are you currently taking medication for high blood pressure? If you are, I need you to listen very carefully, because there's a very high chance you're experiencing side effects you've never connected to those pills. Side effects your doctor may never have warned you about. Side effects that are quietly draining your energy, your sleep, and your quality of life. And you've been telling yourself it's just aging. It's not. Let me tell you about William. William is 73 years old. He'd been on blood pressure medication for 14 years. It started with 1 pill. Then 2. Then 3. By the time he came to see me, he was taking 3 different blood pressure medications every single morning, maximum doses. And yet, his blood pressure was still 148/90. Still elevated. Still dangerous. His doctor was ready to add a 4th medication. But here's what no one ever asked William. He had a cough. Not a cold, not allergies. A dry, relentless, hacking cough that came in violent spasms throughout the day. It had been going on for 3 years. 3 years, and no one connected it to his medication. Every evening his ankles swelled, puffy, painful. His socks left deep grooves in his skin. Walking became uncomfortable. Another side effect no one mentioned. He woke up to urinate 4 times every single night. 4. His sleep was shattered. Wake up, stumble to the bathroom, fall back asleep, wake up again an hour later. Night after night. Year after year. Exhaustion became his normal. And there was more. Sexual dysfunction, complete inability. Devastating to his marriage. Devastating to his confidence as a man. Too embarrassing to bring up in a rushed doctor's visit. Dizziness when standing. Twice he nearly fell. He lived in constant fear of breaking a hip. Brain fog. Difficulty concentrating. Forgetting words mid-sentence. Every single one of these symptoms had a cause. The medications that were supposed to protect him. And after all that suffering, his blood pressure was still high. This is the part you need to understand. William's story is not rare. It's happening to millions of people right now. Maybe it's happening to you. You're taking your pills faithfully. You're doing exactly what you were told. Yet you're coughing. Your ankles swell. You wake up multiple times a night. You feel exhausted. Foggy. Disconnected. Unable to perform sexually. And you tell yourself, this is just part of getting older. No. This is what blood pressure medications can do, and no one is connecting the dots. Why? Because your doctor sees you for 10 or 15 minutes every few months. They check a number on a cuff. If it's still high, they add another pill. And you're sent home. They don't ask how you're sleeping. They don't ask about your energy. They don't ask about your intimacy. They don't ask about coughing or swelling or dizziness. Not because they don't care, but because they're not trained to look beyond the numbers. They're trained to treat readings, not lives. But there's something deeper going on here. Something that should make you furious once you understand it. Why aren't patients told about non-drug approaches that actually work? Why aren't breathing techniques discussed? Why isn't stress regulation addressed? Why aren't simple physiological interventions explained, methods proven to lower blood pressure as effectively as medication? Here's the uncomfortable truth. There's no profit in it. No pharmaceutical company makes money when you learn how to breathe properly. No sales representative walks into your doctor's office promoting a breathing technique. No conferences are sponsored to teach physicians how to activate the body's natural blood pressure regulation systems. You can't patent breathing. You can't sell monthly refills of Calm. There's no prescription pad involved. Blood pressure medications generated $28 billion last year. That's billio. N with a B. And the people benefiting from that system have a vested interest in keeping you dependent on it. But here's what truly infuriates me. The research already exists. Published. Peer-reviewed. Documented in major cardiology journals. Specific breathing techniques have been shown to reduce blood pressure by 10, 15, even 20 points or more. Results comparable to medication. Sometimes better. With no side effects. No cost. No risk. And most patients never hear a word about it. Not because it doesn't work, but because most doctors were never taught it. Medical school doesn't cover this. And that silence is costing people their health, their sleep, and their quality of life. Pharmaceutical companies don't promote it. So doctors do what they were trained to do. They write prescriptions. They add another pill. They increase the dose. And they rarely stop to ask whether there might be a better way. Are you starting to feel angry yet? Because you should be. If you've been living with side effects from blood pressure medication, while a simple 5-minute habit exists that works just as well, you have every right to be furious. Years of your life. Years of discomfort. Years of coughing, swelling, exhaustion. Years of disrupted sleep. Years of paying for medications. And no one told you there was another option. But I'm still not going to tell you what that 5-minute habit is yet. I know that's frustrating. I know you want me to just say it. But if I simply told you, just breathe slowly for 5 minutes, you'd dismiss it instantly. You'd think that can't be it, that's too simple. You'd try it once or twice. You wouldn't see immediate results. And you'd go right back to suffering, convinced it didn't work. So before I tell you what to do, you need to understand why it works. You need to understand what's actually happening inside your body when your blood pressure is high. And why medications so often fail. Your blood pressure is controlled by 2 branches of your nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. Think of them like the pedals in a car. The sympathetic nervous system is the gas pedal. It speeds everything up. It increases heart rate. It constricts blood vessels. It raises blood pressure. This is your fight or flight response. It's designed for emergencies, running from danger, responding to threats, surviving short bursts of stress. The parasympathetic nervous system is the brake pedal. It slows everything down. It relaxes blood vessels. It lowers heart rate. It brings blood pressure down. This is your rest and digest state. This is where your body is supposed to live most of the time. Here's the problem. Modern life keeps your foot glued to the gas pedal. Chronic stress, financial pressure, health anxiety, family problems, constant bad news, endless notifications. Your sympathetic nervous system is activated all day, every day. You never hit the brake. Your blood vessels stay tight. Your heart keeps racing. Your blood pressure stays elevated. Now here's the critical part. What do blood pressure medications actually do? They try to force your blood vessels open. They try to force your heart to slow down. They're attempting to override a gas pedal that's still pressed to the floor. But they never fix the real problem. Your nervous system is still stuck in overdrive. That's why medications often stop working over time. That's why people need higher doses. That's why they end up on multiple pills. The underlying issue, chronic sympathetic activation, keeps getting worse. The drugs just mask it. But here's what no one tells you. There is a way to hit the brake pedal. There is a way to directly activate your parasympathetic nervous system. There is a way to tell your body, you're safe, you can relax now. And when you do this, something remarkable happens. Your heart rate slows naturally, no forcing. Your blood vessels relax naturally, no drugs. Your blood pressure drops naturally because the root cause has been addressed. Not suppressed. Corrected. And the method to do this is so simple, so elegant, so obvious once you understand it, that you'll be stunned it isn't taught to every single person diagnosed with high blood pressure. But I'm still not done. Because there's one more thing you need to understand. Something that makes this deeply personal. Something that happened to William's father. William's father also had high blood pressure. He took his medications faithfully. Multiple pills. For years. He believed he was protected. He believed he was doing everything right. Until one morning, at 71 years old, he woke up, got out of bed, and collapsed. A massive stroke. The right side of his brain was destroyed. The left side of his body was completely paralyzed. William found his father on the bathroom floor. His face was drooping. His left arm twisted beneath him. His left leg lifeless. His father looked up at him with eyes full of terror. He tried to speak. No words came out. The stroke had destroyed his speech center. He could understand everything. He was fully conscious. Trapped inside a body that no longer obeyed him. Trapped with thoughts he couldn't express. Screaming silently for help. He never walked again. He never spoke again. He spent the last 2 years of his life in a nursing home. Dependent on strangers for everything. Bathing. Dressing. Using the bathroom. Every shred of dignity gone. Just waiting. Until finally, his heart gave out and released him. This is why William was terrified. Because despite taking 3 blood pressure medications, his numbers were still high, 148/90. Every morning, he checked his blood pressure. Every morning, he saw that number. And every morning, he thought of his father. That bathroom floor. That paralysis. That nursing home. And he wondered, is today the day? Will I wake up tomorrow, or will I have a stroke tonight? That's the reality of uncontrolled high blood pressure. It doesn't warn you. It doesn't give you a countdown. It's called the silent killer for a reason. Here's the most dangerous thing about high blood pressure. You don't feel it. You can't tell the difference between a reading of 120 and 170 based on how you feel. There's no pain. No alarm. No immediate warning. But every single day your pressure remains elevated, silent damage is accumulating. Damage to your arteries. Damage to your heart. Damage to your brain. Damage to your kidneys. Invisible, progressive, relentless. Until one day, it isn't silent anymore. It's a stroke. A heart attack. Kidney failure. That's why this matters so much. If you're currently taking blood pressure medication, comment BP meds right now. I want to see how many of you are dealing with this, because what I'm about to explain could genuinely save your life. But only if you're paying attention. Only if you understand how serious this really is. Now let's talk about the research. Not opinions. Not theories. Peer-reviewed science. Studies published in journals like Hypertension and the Journal of the American Heart Association have shown that a specific breathing technique, practiced for just 5 minutes a day, lowers blood pressure by an average of 10 to 15 points within 4 to 8 weeks. Some participants saw reductions of 20 points or more. Results comparable to blood pressure medications. Sometimes better. With zero side effects. Zero cost. Zero risk. This technique is called resonant frequency breathing. And it works because of one simple principle. When you breathe at a very specific rate, exactly 6 breaths per minute, your breathing begins to synchronize with your body's internal control systems. Your heart rate variability aligns. Your blood pressure oscillations align. And most importantly, your baroreflex activates. The baroreflex is your body's natural blood pressure regulation system. When this synchronization happens, your parasympathetic nervous system turns on powerfully. You are literally pressing the brake pedal. Your body gets the message. You're safe, you can relax. And your body responds. Your heart rate slows naturally. Your blood vessels relax naturally. Your blood pressure drops naturally. Not because a drug is forcing it, but because your body is doing what it was designed to do. 6 breaths per minute means 1 breath every 10 seconds. Inhale slowly for 5 seconds. Exhale slowly for 5 seconds. Deep, controlled, smooth breathing. 5 minutes. That's it. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. That's it, just breathing. I've tried deep breathing before, it didn't work. Here's what you need to understand. The rate is everything. Not faster. Not slower. Exactly 6 breaths per minute. This is the resonant frequency. Miss the rate, and you miss the effect. And consistency matters just as much. This isn't something you do once when you feel stressed. This is a daily practice. 5 minutes. Every night. Before bed. Make it automatic. Like brushing your teeth. Because the benefits accumulate. The first week, many people notice better sleep. The second week, blood pressure begins to shift. By 4 to 8 weeks, the changes can be profound. Let me tell you what happened when William started. Every night at 10 p.m., before getting into bed, he sat in a comfortable chair. He set a 5-minute timer. Closed his eyes. Inhale for 5 seconds. Exhale for 5 seconds. 6 breaths per minute. Every night. At first, it felt awkward. His mind wandered. He lost count. He breathed too fast. But he stayed with it. By the end of the first week, his body knew the rhythm. After 2 weeks, something changed. He was sleeping better. Falling asleep faster. Sleeping deeper. He still woke up to urinate because of his diuretic, but he fell back asleep easily. For the first time in years, he was actually resting. After 4 weeks, he checked his blood pressure. It had dropped from 148/90 to 136/82. 12 points just from breathing. He thought it had to be a fluke. He checked again the next morning. 138/84. The next day. 134/80. It was real. After 8 weeks of consistent practice, William's average blood pressure was 128/76. 20 points lower. Finally normal. Finally controlled. And here's the most important part. Working with his physician, his medications were reduced. The diuretic was stopped completely, the one destroying his sleep. His ACE inhibitor dose was cut in half. He stayed on a calcium channel blocker, but at a lower dose. 2 medications. Lower doses. Instead of 3 at maximum strength. And his blood pressure stayed beautifully controlled. But the real transformation was his quality of life. He stopped waking up 4 times a night. He slept 7 hours straight. His cough disappeared within weeks. His ankle swelling resolved. His energy returned. His brain fog lifted. His sexual function improved. He felt like himself again. Those 5 minutes every night became sacred. The most peaceful part of his day. A moment of calm. A moment of connection with his own body. It was meditation. Stress relief. Blood pressure control. All in 5 minutes. Now, listen to me very carefully. This is not a replacement for medical care. William is still under a doctor's supervision. He still monitors his blood pressure. He still takes medication. But he's on less medication, at lower doses, with far fewer side effects, and better control than before. This is what a complementary intervention looks like. Breathing doesn't replace medication for everyone. But for many people, it allows reduction. It improves quality of life. It addresses the root cause, while medication suppresses the symptom. Together, they work better than either alone. So here's how you start tonight. Find a quiet place. Sit comfortably or lie on your bed. Set a 5-minute timer. Close your eyes if it helps. Breathe slowly through your nose. Inhale for 5 seconds. Count it out. Feel your belly expand. Fill your lungs. Exhale for 5 seconds. Feel your body soften. Empty your lungs completely. That's 1 breath. 10 seconds. 6 per minute. 5 minutes total. At first, count if you need to. Some people use free pacing apps, whatever helps you maintain the rhythm. Do this every night. Same time. Same place. Make it a ritual. Make it sacred. Make it non-negotiable. Don't skip nights. Don't make excuses. 5 minutes. You may notice changes quickly, or it may take weeks. But research shows that, with consistency, most people see meaningful reductions within 8 weeks. Trust the process. Be patient. Your body already knows how to heal. You just have to give it the signal. Before applying any of this, it's critical to understand one thing. This information is for education only, not personal medical advice. Never stop, start, or change blood pressure medications without consulting your doctor. Abruptly stopping medication can be dangerous. The breathing practice described is meant to complement medical care, not replace it, and all decisions must be made with a healthcare professional. When you speak with your doctor, explain that you've learned about resonant frequency breathing and the research showing it can significantly lower blood pressure. Ask whether adding it to your current treatment plan is appropriate. Most doctors will support it because it has no risk, no side effects, and no drug interactions. Track your blood pressure at home, keep a log, and review the data together. If your numbers improve, medication reduction, only under medical supervision may become possible. Breathing is powerful, but it works best alongside other lifestyle changes such as proper sleep, stress management, exercise, nutrition, and weight management. These tools work together. If this information helped you, subscribe and share it, because many people are suffering simply because they were never told about evidence-based options that don't generate profit. I'm also creating a comprehensive resource with full breathing protocols and research-backed strategies, and you can join my free newsletter to be notified when it's available. To recap what you've learned, a 5-minute nightly breathing practice can lower blood pressure significantly. The method is 6 breaths per minute. Inhale 5 seconds, exhale 5 seconds. Practice every night before bed. Results often appear within 4-8 weeks. This works by activating the parasympathetic nervous system and addressing the root cause of hypertension. The message is not to abandon medicine, but to reclaim your power. You have tools that are free, safe, and proven. Start tonight. Commit to 5 minutes before bed. Track your results. Work with your doctor. Reduce suffering. Improve your quality of life. The power is in your breath. Your body already knows how to heal. You just have to give it the signal. Start tonight.